My mom will be 87 on May 1st, so she looks pretty good, so I'm hoping I got those genes going for me. But as you can tell, I'm getting over bronchitis, so bear with me if I have to tag out, but I'm hoping not. And Brubaker, where'd you go? 14 million on the roads. I have a bill for you from the state because we had a lot of late buses for 2 years. I was waiting, so
Send it in.
I will. But thank you very much. I'd like to start, first of all, by acknowledging some of the staff we have here, and actually some that you may not know have been a part of the Elyria City Schools, and I hope I don't forget anyone. But we have 2 past board members that are here in Jeff Olemacher. You remember those days. I am that old that I remember those days too, and Kevin Brubaker. Those are 2 former board members. And then I would like our current board to stand up. I think we have almost all of them here today. Thank you. They do a great job. And then we have all levels of staff over there, from the building level to the administrative level. But the most important 3 I'm going to have stand first, and I'm going to make it 4 because Seth, you're included. Students from Elyria High. And that's what it's all about, right? So we have Noelle, Xander, and Ava, and Seth, 4 of our finest. And, you know, I could just stop right there, and that's all I need to talk about is the kids. So thank you for being here. And then the rest of the staff are teachers and aides and administration. If you just quickly stand up real quick. Can't do it without the team. So. All right. I have to thank Amy Higgins because she always makes this look good and makes me sound good, hopefully. So I have to go into something that's a little more difficult, but it's reality. And the reason I'm not afraid to go into it is because we've been here before. And because of the support of the Elyria community, we've always come out on top. And when you talk about levies, and you know, some people would say, why are you doing this? Why are you bringing this up? Let's just fly under the radar. But what I know about Elyria and what you can see in this graphic is Elyrians support education in our community. And we wanted to be able to tell you where we've come from because we've been in this spot before. And I don't know how many of you have been around that long. I keep saying this is year 33 for me, but I've been here since I was 5, so I went to Elyria schools. But when you look at this, you only see 1 red on there. That shows you how supportive the Elyria community is. And the bigger stat is we have not asked for new operating money in 15 years. 15 years. Now understand the normal cycle for asking for operating money in the state of Ohio with schools is 3 to 5 years. We have not asked or we have not received new money for operating in 15 years. So that's something to be really proud of. We've had over 20 years of awards for our fiscal responsibility and for being able to stretch the dollar and do what's right. All along doing a phenomenal job of educating our children and providing programs that help them be successful beyond their high school career. Now, a couple graphics. I don't want to get too far into the weeds, but think about your own checkbook. This isn't good, right? So we're still above water this year. We're not deficit spending, but starting next year, as you can see, we start to spend more than is coming in. But understand, we live in 2-year cycles as state government goes. And 2-year cycles, we have to give a 5-year forecast, but after 2 years, it's kind of, this is what we think. So right now, we know the governor put out his budget, and what I will tell you right now is he is funding it at a 2022 level, okay? And I get it, everybody is struggling, but we know the costs are at a 2025 level, right? So right away, we're going to start to have that struggle of deficit spending. So what we try to do is find ways to cut the best ways to cut that don't affect the children. So this other graphic is a little bit more, this is from our treasurer, Colleen, but as you can see, right now we have a 36% bottom line. We have $31 million. That's a lot of money. But look how fast that goes to almost negative $6 million in just 5 years because of how the schools are funded. It's very difficult. So obviously, I'm not going to get into tax reform and all of that. That's, thank goodness, not my job. But understand it's more than just spending. A lot of it has to do with we have to stop putting all the burden on the taxpayers. And that makes it very difficult. So I just wanted to give you a little history of where we've been and where we're going, and knowing all through all of this, we have had the most supportive community in Elyria in supporting education. We know no one has extra money laying around right now, but we also know the value of education for also all of you business supporters and members of the chamber and everything. You need our students to come out trained for the workforce, and that's something we're working on constantly. So issue 19 is our issue on the ballot on May 6th, and what I will tell you, it will generate about $6.4 million a year. It's a 4.9 mil, and it's about $14 a month for a $100,000 home. Okay, I'm not here to judge if that's too much, not enough. It's just reality. It's $14 a month for a $100,000 home. And I think the reason we came out as early as we did to help us, number one, it gets us further down the road, but also the longer you wait, the more you have to ask for. And along with that, and what you will know, Elyria City School District Administration and staff are always looking for ways to streamline programs, write grants, find other ways to support. We have a lot of our foundations here today, and I don't want to start naming them because I'll forget someone, but we write grants and they've been so supportive. We've collected millions of dollars from these foundations that help support STEAM education and staff and literacy. I mean, we can't do it without this community all the way around. What I do know here is that I'm going to go back to 20 plus years of proven fiscal responsibility, and also we have not asked for new operating money in 15 years. Okay? Now, let's get to the good stuff. What do we do every day? This is where my heart is. I say it's hard. I say, Aaron, I prepare all these notes and I forget it. I'm off on my tangent now because talking about the kids, that's what it's about. It's not, I remember when I was in school, all you ever heard about were the 3 R's. I don't know why they called it the 3 R's because it doesn't even make sense because they don't start with an R, right? Reading, writing, arithmetic. They obviously were in my math class, not my reading class. But I will tell you, it's more than just student achievement now. We, more than ever, have to service the whole child. And that comes with character development, learning those 21st century skills like problem solving, creative thinking, collaboration, teamwork. Those are the skills that our students need for the workforce. I always say when we're interviewing new teachers or new paraprofessionals or custodians, pretty much we can probably teach everybody how to do something, right? But can I teach them how to be a good person? Can I teach them how to be a good team member, a good collaborator, to always do what's best for kids? That's what I look for, and that's what we look for in Elyria. So this other character development is extremely important, but also college, career, workforce. Shout out, I don't know if Franco Gallo is here today. Is Franco here? A lot of you in this room are members of our Business Advisory Council down at the ESC, and I will tell you, our college career counselor, Jackie Anderley, she sets up through this Business Advisory Council so many externships, internships, apprenticeships throughout the community. Now that serves as two things. It gives our children the opportunity to look at what's out there You know, not every pathway is for every student. You don't just have to go to college or go to JVS or early college. You can do whatever you want because there's opportunities. Where often children don't find that is because they don't have the opportunity to experience it. So we're working with the Cleveland Clinic, with some, I think, AJ Rose. I know we've done some things with EMC, and where our students are going in and firsthand seeing what does it mean to be a CAT operator, or what's it going to mean to be a nurse. And those opportunities help our students pick the career that they think they'd like to have. And we've brought along a lot of enriched education with that. Now, and I keep walking away from this. Am I okay? You still hear me? I have a 6th grade voice still, so it's all good. The opportunities we're bringing in enriched education with elementary, the rigorous content core subject areas. I will tell you, when we were in school, what we did in kindergarten compared to what they're doing in kindergarten now, I mean, we get calls from parents, you have to teach me this 1st grade math, I just don't get it, you know? And I get where they're coming from, because I taught 20 some years ago. Well, I know what's going on. I'm not at the level of knowing this new math that they do. It's the same math, it's just new ways to do it. But, you know, our children are getting things at a much earlier age. Unfortunately, sometimes I wonder if their brain's ready to develop some of that yet, but we do a great job. Our academic services department is second to none. In fact, they are a model district in the state of Ohio through the vendor companies on the new Science of Reading programming, which is the governor's big push for literacy. And other districts come to Elyria to see what we're doing. That's huge, okay? And believe it or not, through all the field trips and stuff, because it is our duty to provide these experiences, but we have elementary drama club now. They put on musicals. They didn't have that back when I was young. It was probably a good thing because I don't have a creative bone in my body, but I am telling you, we just saw, what was the one at the board meeting? I'm Aristocats. And these little 2nd graders were singing in front of a big crowd. I mean, think about the skills, the life skills they're learning when they're doing that. That's huge. That is all part of that character development, that workforce development, because they're learning to be part of a team. This is what Elyria Schools offers. STEAM education is huge. Camp Invention. We have so many opportunities for our students through grants, again, from a lot of the local foundations. Middle school, we start going into College Credit Plus. We have students that come out of high school, not the ones that go to our early college program, but ones that even just stay at the high school with 2 years of college already done at no cost. That's helping the parent and the community. Millions of dollars in our partnership with LCC, with our early college program. We even refined it. Students that go to early college now, if they know they want to be a nurse, instead of just coming out with that Associates of Arts, they start taking those courses and they're ready to go right into their clinicals. That's doing wonders for their future. And that's what we need to do and continue to do at Elyria Schools. Robotics, huge. We have 150 students, I think, on our robotics team. We were ranked one of the #1 robotics teams in the whole state of Ohio and went to Worlds. Our musicals, our orchestra, our arts, our athletics. I could go on and on. Clubs, we have over 200 clubs. There's all these things that make us special. And I would encourage you this weekend, plug. Xander, what time? 7 o'clock on Friday?
7 o'clock on Saturday, 2 o'clock on Sunday.
Little Shop of Horrors?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, come out and see it. All right, high school, as you can see, so many opportunities. Our JROTC program is phenomenal. I know they go to camp. I think we're going down to have a special VIP lunch with them. Just wonderful opportunities. And I don't know that everybody is aware of everything we offer. But I encourage you, as being part of the community, come see, volunteer, be a part of that greatness. We offer so much that it would be pretty hard to leave high school and not experience everything you wanted to. Progress. I could tell you, I see progress every day. It's the little things that makes me excited when I walk into a kindergarten room and Johnny's writing his J's the right way, right? Not backwards, or he's raising his hand to speak, or any little growth. It doesn't have to be the A on the test. It just has to be that Johnny can sit in his seat and listen. Again, workforce type characteristics. But when I look at this, student performance, we had 3 buildings, elementary buildings, that were in school improvement for 3 years. It's a 3-year cycle. All 3 of them this year were taken off the list because of their growth. And one of them, Ely Elementary, grew so much they won the Momentum Award. So we have no elementary schools anymore in the school improvement list. Governor of the state of Ohio, Governor DeWine, recognized programs that were model programs for the science of reading. All 5 of our elementary schools were listed on that list. Huge accomplishment. In fact, supposedly we might see a visit, but huge accomplishment. Kudos to the Academic Services Department for working through that. It takes a lot of work, but it takes the commitment of all staff, parents, and students to do that. Positive behavior supports. Our discipline is going down in so many areas. And when I say discipline, understand we just went through a pandemic and we had so much crisis in our community, which overflowed into our students' lives. And these positive behavior support events and incentives and things we put into place with the help of many of our local, I have to give a shout out to Elyria Charities because this is one of their big things that they sponsor. But we have many buildings that got bronze and silver, but as a district, the only one in our region, we won the Bronze District Award in the state of Ohio for increasing our supports and positive incentives that we put in and lowering our behavior throughout the year. So huge state award for that. And then, in closing, is this the, click it again, okay. I could sit here and tell you all day all the wonderful things we have, and if anyone would like to come over, I do like to talk about it. So just give me a call, take you around the buildings. I want to play a video because a day in the life of an Elyria school student is so fun and so much fun to be around, but I can't do it justice, so I'm going to let you see that. How could you not love that, right? Brother Tony, I would like to recognize that I stayed within my time frame.
You did. Do you want to take a seat now?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right, so we just got a couple of questions that we're going to ask both the mayor and Superintendent Schloss here. So if you remember, we did this last year, but it was all of this last year. So all communities and school systems have their own feel to them. We are not cookie cutter here in Lorraine County with our cities or our school systems. What sets the City of Elyria and the Elyria schools apart from the others? And as somebody who's attended the 4 mayors address, don't badmouth other cities or school districts. We just want to hear what sets Elyria apart. You want to start, Mayor?
Sure. I think what separates us from others is the collaboration between the two entities. Obviously, Ann and I go back quite a few years. I sat on the school board for 4 years, so I had the luxury to see the inner workings and work with the staff at the Elyria City Schools. And I know we partner in a lot of areas, and Ann will talk about those, but I would say that the fact that we work so well together, I mean, there is an intertwine between the success of the school district and the success of the city. And I think by having those two pieces there is very important to our residents, and I think that's something that sets us apart differently than other cities and schools.
He hit the nail on the head. I mean, when I will tell you, there'll be days, and sorry, Welsh, but I used to call Pelco at 10 o'clock on a Saturday or evening, or whenever the mayor, the fact that the accessibility of the fire department in Prenesti and the mayor and the police department, or any of the agencies, I mean, Don Culvert today writing a letter of support, you know, as one goes, both goes. And I will tell you, Kevin's right. There's something special in Elyria, and it's the schools, it's the city, it's the partners, the businesses. The best is yet to come, and I think just the expansive opportunity is really what sets us apart.
Communities are judged so much on their schools, so we've got to keep both of them up here. And if one fails, they both fail. So,
Absolutely.
You guys are intertwined inextricably. So the Chamber will be rolling out our strategic plan when we announce the new president soon. One of the pillars of our strategic plan is partnerships. In Lorraine County, we do partnerships really, really well. I think you heard it just from both of what they said, and all through the county's strategic plan, everything. If you attended any of Lorraine County Community College's visioning sessions, can each of you talk a little bit about the partnerships that you are utilizing to move the city and the school system forward, especially with rapid changes taking place all around us daily? You want to start that one, Ann?
Sure. Well, first of all, our safety services, more than ever, we've needed our safety services. And, you know, we have SROs in the building. We debrief every situation with the fire department, the sheriff department, and the Elyria department. But more than that, I look at partners like the Lorraine County Chamber. I'm going to name a few, and I think it's important. Rotary, Elyria Charities, the Stocker Foundation, Nordson, Community Foundation, EMC, Bendix, you know, all of these companies locally support us in one way or another. But how smart is that? Because what we all know is that the workforce comes from the school district. And the more we can partner, the stronger we are as a community. So
I don't have a cheat sheet, so I'll have to go from up here.
it's the teacher.
I would start with Lorraine County Community College. I mean, the huge asset that, I mean, obviously they're housed right here in Elyria, but the huge asset they are to the workforce and the education of Lorraine Countyans, not just Illyrians. And then I would probably branch off of that to our partnership with the school district. But from a political standpoint, I would say I've been able to, with the help of my staff, be able to cross party lines and work in a nonpartisan way with our federal legislators. Congressman Latta got us $4 million in earmarks last year. I've met with him several times. Probably our biggest collaboration has been with the Lorain County Transit, Lorain County Commissioners with the VIA program. that has been huge for those in our city that need the ability to get transportation from one place to another. And I know we're going to be collaborating with the college and Mayor Bradley and Lorraine. I think it'll be right here at LC3 to have a transfer spot. So anybody that wants to go from Elyria to Lorraine will be able to be dropped off here. But that collaboration with the county and then the Port Authority with the grants and whatnot has been huge for the City of Elyria.
I'd be remiss if I didn't add on to that LCC. You know, I feel like they're part of our district, so sometimes I forget. But with our early college, we have 400 students out here, freshmen through seniors, that come out here and earn the 2 degrees, high school and college degrees. It's wonderful. Can't say enough about their partnership.
When Lieutenant Governor Tressel was in town at JBS, one of the things he commented about was the fact that he gave praise to Cleveland State. He gave praise to Cleveland State because 90% of their graduates stay in Ohio. And how do you stay in Ohio? Like, you have to have the jobs, you have to have a place to go, you have to have affordable housing. You have to give these kids something that keeps them here. And it starts in the high schools, it goes to Lorraine County Community College, it goes to all the businesses here. It's talent pipeline that all we keep talking about is filling that talent pipeline. Because whether or not everybody in this room knows, there is a mega site in Lorraine County. Well, that mega site is really, really scary, and it's really, really great. But there's a lot that goes to us getting that business or businesses to that mega site, because we have to have housing, we have to have schools that are able to accommodate them, we have to have the training that will come with that workforce in order to attract those businesses to come here. But we do have one of the few pieces of property that can accommodate just the second mega site in Ohio, so that's a big, big deal. So I commend you guys both on what you're doing. We celebrated Lorraine County's bicentennial last year, and in some parts of the world, 200 years is considered a millisecond. But more importantly, we acknowledge our past and our history, but we always aim to look into the future. While the crystal ball may look cloudy in this world that we're in right now, what do each of you see next for the City of Elyria and the city schools?
I tend to live in a positive world, so I'm not going to go doom and gloom here, because as much as everything around us may look different, doesn't mean it's all bad. So we're going to find the good in it, and we're going to keep doing what's best for kids. And that's our role as educators and in the district, and whatever that, we had a principal that always said, we'll do whatever it takes. And I think that's kind of our motto. There's not much we won't try. And again, that's the staff at the Elyria City Schools and the parents and the community. And as long as we team together, we're going to hit it out of the ballpark.
Because the parents are such a big
They
part
are.
of all this. I mean,
They
and
are.
they kind of get lost in so much of, you know, we don't think about them. But the parents help determine whether these kids decide to go into a manufacturing job,
Sure.
or go to a 2-year college, go to a 4-year college. So.
We've been actually doing a lot more with parents within the buildings. We've moved a courts assessment center into one of our buildings, first in the county. We've have agencies within our buildings, working a lot with Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Boys and Girls Clubs, Horizons, all these different entities that our parents partner with too. So whatever we can do.
Yeah, no, that's great. Mayor?
I would say that what I see for the City of Elyria is nothing but brightness. Elyria is, I think, on the cusp of some great things when it comes to economic development, housing, job growth, the mall, all these different things that are just sitting out there right now waiting for that boat to come into the dock, if you will. And I think over the next 12 to 18 months, we're going to see a huge transition in the city of Elyria, where we are seeing people coming into Elyria with our housing stock in some areas that we have of growth. The far west side of Elyria, the east side of Elyria, the mall area, working with the school district, partnering with the county, partnering with our state officials and our federal officials. We're putting Elyria on the map. And when I go to D.C. in June and I have an opportunity to meet with Senator Marino and Congressman Lada and Husted and sit down with them or their people and talk about the city of Elyria and what they're going to be able to do to help us. you're going to see a transition in Elyria that we probably haven't seen in many years over the next 12 to 18 months. So I'm extremely excited about that.
You guys are working with retail?
Retail Strategies.
Okay.
We
You didn't touch on that today. Do you
So,
want to say a couple sentences about
Retail
that?
Strategies is a company that I came across because Lorraine is using them to teach them how to advertise to companies and bring companies in. I had made a determination with the support of City Council to say we don't have the time to teach our people how to do this. We need to act now. So by bringing them in, they are going to work and they're doing the studies and they're going to help and they're going to go out and advertise and bring companies and the people that they have ties to all over the country and help us bring them to Elyria instead of us trying, not that what Lorraine is doing is wrong, it just wasn't right for us. We need to move on the availability that we have in our city right now.
And I will kind of give a plug to the county because I know that transportation has been this huge elephant in the room that goes back to probably 3 mayors before you as well. I started at the chamber 22 years ago, and at the time, Lorraine County Transit had over 800,000 rides in one single year. 800,000. And you know, their office was right above the chamber's offices off of Broadway, South Broadway in Lorraine. And I know that they are currently looking at where is our next step with VIA and how do we take it. And part of it is to get people to and from work and cross that city boundary and maybe even cross the county boundary. Because transportation, Sharon Pearson is here today. She's been fighting the transportation beast for the last 10 years, as have I. And has had all the mayors. And Mayor Brenda's still here now with Big Brothers and Big Sisters. But again, it's just this huge thing. And I hope the businesses in the community realize you are part of that answer. We need you to step up to say that you possibly will help pay for maybe the rides for your employees to take a bus that gets them from point A to point B. It can't just all come from the county. It can't just all come from the city. It can't come all from the state or federal at this point. We need everybody to work together in order to make that work.
And if I could say something, so I got a call right after the school year started from a couple parents that are in Elyria, but they were just outside of VIA's area. And I reached out to Commissioner Moore and Karen Perkins and say, hey, what can we do? Because we have an issue with transportation for our high school students. And they immediately went to work and transitioned and extended the map just enough to get those people inside of there. And if I remember correctly from a couple weeks ago, outside of the college and some workforce, Elyria High School is one of the largest users of the VIA program. So that is providing a huge service to our residents.
No, that's great. And I did promise Dave Greenspan that the chamber was going to work with the businesses to make sure that businesses realize that as they do this ask and as we figure out how to fund this, to keep it going, in addition to our Lorraine County Transit, that we would, I don't want to say force the businesses, but at least make sure that they have a say and can find out if there's something that they can do, because ultimately the majority of the chamber members in the Lorraine County Chamber of Commerce have an Elyria address. And it's always been that way for a very, very long time. So we'll do whatever we can do to help further that cause as much. Any last minute sentences that either one of you want to make?
Just, again, thank you. I always feel very good when I'm in a room with superintendents and we talk about support because I have so much proof of how supportive the Elyria community is to our schools, and we can't thank you enough.
Issue what number?
19. I think we're
On what date?
May 6th, and today starts early voting. So you have time still.
Tony, I want to thank you for your leadership again, but I want to thank all of you that are here today because all of you play a part in the success of the city school district and the city of Elyria, whatever capacity that may be, as business people, as elected officials, as residents, as students, and future leaders in the city of Elyria. Thank you for what you do for the community, because without you, we're not doing what we're doing here. And our issue, and Chad Schneider will probably beat me up if I don't mention issue 5, is a renewal. It's not a tax increase. It's an extension of the 2016 0.5% income tax, formerly known as Issue 6.
All right, and we are at 1:29, and I'm going to the Guardians game, so we are going to call this meeting to a close. Thank you all.